Hello and welcome back to the channel, which still probably doesn't have a name at this point that I'm happy with, but we'll see. We'll get around to it. I don't know what my hair's doing. It's pushed up. We kind of got a little, kind of got like an 80s quiff going on. Let me just adjust that. Um, so as you can see, we are going to be playing the Slay the Spire board game today. Now this has to be one of, if not the best video game to board game adaptation that I think we've managed to have. I got this for my birthday last year, and my god, is it fantastic. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I figured, again, this alongside Nemesis would have been one of the first things that got uploaded onto the channel as like, if I managed to be able to like get my camera to do it in person. This would have been one of the first ones. I would have been doing an Ascension run, but because I don't know how long it's going to be until I have enough to be able to buy the camera and resources I want to be able to shoot in person, instead we're going to be doing this on TTS at the moment. As I say, it's a lot of TTS games. It's a lot of me talking, playing board games on TTS. I do apologise for that. I do want to be doing games in person, but we're making do with what we have at the moment. I still have fun playing games on TTS. I can still teach you how to play the games through TTS, and we can still have fun together through TTS. Until eventually we upgrade to the glory of in-person, which then I'll do a mixture of in-person and TTS. Because, you know, it's hard sometimes to have everyone in one place to be able to do one game. So, we are going to be doing Slay the Spire, but we're not just going to be doing any normal run of Slay the Spire. We are going to be doing a Ascension run. And as you can see up there, with all these different Ascensions, each run makes the game harder. Now, I've played quite a lot of Slay the Spire now, and I keep playing Slay the Spire normally through video game. And I think I'm up to Ascension 15 currently with Clad. And I've completed the game with everyone but the... I think I completed the game with everyone but the Watcher so far. I think I have like 100 hours or maybe like 80 hours into Slay the Spire. So on here, we're going to be starting though, like obviously the Ascensions are a bit different. We're starting on the first Ascension. We're just going to be doing the very first one, which is just going to be harder elite enemies. And we're going to be going about this solo. So this mod that I have is quite a nice mod. It does do a lot of things automatically for us, but then also there's a lot of manual stuff that we have to do. But we'll get through it. We're going to stay in solo mode, obviously. We're not going to go onto the B side of Act 1 for this one. We've got Ascension 1. I've turned off the Act 4 keys for now, as we don't need them on. And we will start the game. Oh, sorry. Let's click Ironclad first. Oh, let's click in a seat first. We'll go to red. Red for Ironclad. There we go. We'll start the game. And we'll have the script do everything for us. There we go. I didn't kickstart Slay the Spire, and I was gutted by it. I put £1 towards it, so then later on I could come back into a late pledge and pledge the rest of the money towards it. Because at the time I think I was strapped for cash. I was kickstarting so many games at the time. So I'm just putting one of my controllers in charge. But I forgot to do it. I would have gotten this placemat. I would have gotten Slay the Spire so much earlier, but I'm still happy that I've got it now. So, in solo mode, you automatically get this, is it a relic? Or it's a starting thing. You automatically get it. So on a 4 and a 5, if we roll a 4 and a 5, we'll get a shield. And on a 6, we get to trigger any other die ability. Or trigger a die ability, which could still be this one. So basically on a 4, 5, or 6, for now, we get 1 shield. As you can see, I'll try and run you through, obviously, how Slay the Spire works in the board game format, as opposed to, obviously, the differences that it has with the game. So you'll notice that a lot of the things are downscaled. So normally, when you would use a strike as Ironclad, I believe it deals 6 damage or 9 damage when it's upgraded. In this case, it only does 1 damage, and then it does 2 damage when it's upgraded. So they've really like downscaled the numbers to make it easier for you to math. And there is obviously a lot of math. As you can see here, we've got our energy, which will control via a cube every time we place something down. We've got our block, which gets reset at the start of each round. And we've got our health, to which we have 9 of. An Ironclad special relic that he starts with, where we get to heal 1 HP at the end of each combat. We'll go through Neo's blessing right now. So we've already got the 3 gold. And we get to choose a choice of 3 cards here. So I'm going to go over to the reward deck. So I will say as well, when it comes to the rules, I don't remember this one specifically. Normally, I will draw 3 cards, and out of the ones I don't want, I put them back to the bottom of the deck, and I don't reshuffle the rest. That's kind of how I usually do it. I don't know if you're meant to shuffle it every single time. I think it'd be, like, in person, that's a lot of shuffling. That's a lot of cards and a lot of shuffling, so I'm going to staying like this. Because it's almost like your set seed run. That's how I like to think of it. So we get a choice out of these 3 cards. We can choose Seeing Red, we can choose Wild Strike, and we can choose Perfected Strike. Now, I am probably going to go for Perfected Strike here. We haven't removed any cards from our deck. We have got a full deck of strikes. But it's +1 damage for each other hand containing the word strike, and it automatically does 3 damage. I am going to go for that. We're going to take that as our card. We're going to put that in our deck. And we're going to leave this up. Well, do you know, I'm just going to sort of leave them up here. Or like to the side of it, actually. That's kind of, to the bottom of it. Those are going to be the rewards that we've sort of gone through. Alright, so that's our first part of Neo's Blessing. And now the second part, we can choose to remove a card, transform a card, or transform 2 cards. With this being the case, I don't normally like taking the gamble on transforming a card. But because we don't really want to get rid of a strike, I think I am going to take the gamble and transform a card, you know. And the cards I'm going to transform... Oh, actually, no. I don't even really want to remove a card. We've kind of got a good balance of things here. Yeah, we'll just transform one of the defense. We'll transform one of the defense. So what we do there is we'll take this card and we'll remove it from the game. We'll just put it into its own pile, actually, for a star card. So we'll remove that. And what we do is we take just 1 card, and that's going to be what the transform is. We don't get a choice. This automatically goes into the deck. Whenever you draw, and look, that's an Ascension 1 card as well. That's unlocked, or an unlocked one for the Ironclad. Sorry. Whenever you draw a Daze, a Fire, or a Status card, you draw 1 card. Not terrible. Not terrible. Also not great. Like, we're not all for it. So we'll shuffle that deck up. That is Neo's Blessing done, and now we can start the first encounter. First encounters are always drawn from this first encounter deck. There's only 4 options for it, because this is a nice little neat script. We can click first encounter. That's going to set it up for us. I'll give you an idea of obviously how things go here. So this is the enemy. If you're playing with 4 other people, because that's the beauty of the Slay the Spire board game, is that you can play cooperatively and you can work together. They will have their own monsters aligned next to them and opposite them. And I could choose, if I wanted to attack this row, or to attack this row, or to attack my row. You can choose to help one another on the different rows to try and help. But the monster on the row will only attack the person that is they are facing, unless there is a status or an ability that says otherwise. In this case, we're up against the Jaw one. When we defeat it, the rewards are in the top left. When we defeat it, we'll get 1 gold, a potion, and we get a reward choice. So we get to draw 3 cards and choose one of them that we want. Then we can also see that on the dice roll results, on a 1 to a 2, it's going to get 2 shield and get strength. On a 3 to a 4, it's going to get 2 attack off and a shield. And on a 5 to a 6, it's going to do 5 attack. And it is on 8 HP. So we get to go first. We'll shuffle the deck. We draw 5 cards. And then we roll the dice, which I was meant to do first of all. And we've got a 2. So because it's a 2, this enemy is going to be, at the end of his turn, he's going to be gaining the shield and the strength. And because we've also got a 2, we can't activate any of this. So let's go into the turn. We know then that this Jawworm is not going to be attacking us. He is just going to be defending, and he's on 8 HP. And we have purely got strikes. So we're just going to use all 3 of our energy to go 1, 2, 3 with the strikes. That's going to deal 3 damage. Put him down to 5 HP, and that's all we can do. We've got no more energy. We'll discard our hand. The enemy then does their turn, so they're going to gain 2 shield. So we'll give them 2 block, and they're going to be gaining a strength, which means that they're going to be dealing 1 extra damage now when they do damage to us. And it comes back to our turn. So we roll the dice, which is a 6, which gets trigger a die ability, and we will trigger our ability to gain 1 shield. Obviously, our energy comes back. We draw up to 5 cards again, And a 6 means he's going to be dealing 3 damage to us. Now, at the end of this turn, the enemy will automatically lose shield. So if we don't deal 2 damage to get rid of the shield first, or the block first, the shield will get removed. That is something, again, that doesn't happen if the card specifies otherwise, but in this case, you know, it will get removed. So I would have preferred to have focused on defense, to have not taken any damage. But we only have 1 defense here, so in fact we can kind of do a mixture. So if we use Perfected Strike, we have a strike in hand. This means it will deal 4 damage, but the boss is technically on 7 health right now, so that won't mean much. The status card is not going to be useful against this enemy, as they don't give us statuses. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to end up bashing and defending. Now, bash is going to cost us 2 mana. That's going to deal 2 damage, which is just going to remove the shield, unfortunately. But it's going to get a vulnerability onto the person. And what a vulnerable does is it doubles the damage of your next hit, which is obviously fantastic. You can actually have there's a nice little thing there. There you go. The icons with the heart deal 2 times damage on a strike in the next attack, then you remove the vulnerable token. So it's really good. So we only have 1 mana left, so if we was to use our strike now, that would deal 2 damage, but I don't want to waste my strike on the vulnerable. That vulnerable, unlike the video game, at the end of each round, it reduces an icon by 1 or reduces a token by 1. Doesn't happen in this. The token stays until it has basically met the requirements. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to spend my last mana to put up a shield, go up to 2, and that will be the end of our turn. We'll discard our hands there. The enemy is then going to attack us for 4 damage, remember, because it's got a strength token. So we're going to take 1, 2 to the shield, 3, 4 to our health, which ain't very good. And then we go to the next turn. So we draw 1 card, reset the deck, draw another 4 cards up with the rest of that. So we've got a hand of 5. And then, and then we roll the dice. Set our thing back up. It is a 2, which means he is going to be blocking and gaining a strength on this turn. But we can finish him off. So we've got Perfected Strike, which does 3 damage, plus 1 damage for each strike in hand. That is 5 damage. On top of the vulnerability token, that is 10 damage. That's why vulnerable is really good. So we've overkilled this guy. He has been obliterated, killed, gone. So that's him dead. So now we need to collect the rewards from this, which is going to be 1 gold. So we'll collect 1 gold to put on over to here. I wonder if there's a better way for me to kind of store my gold so I can actually see how much I have. 1, 2, 3. Can we just have 4? Oh, maybe you get some bonus gold actually from Neo at the start. I don't know if I was meant to give myself 3 gold actually extra. I just assumed it gave it to me. I don't know what... I've never really played it solo, so I don't know what the solo benefits are. We'll ignore the 4 gold for now. You know, if you've seen my Escape the Dark Sector video, you know I like handicapping myself in games needlessly, just because I love the challenge. We'll keep that as the challenge. So, we got that. We need to draw 1 potion card. And our potion card that we drew is a Purify Potion. So, the Purify Potion... we can hold up to 3 potions, by the way. Purify Potion, we get to exhaust up to 3 cards in our hand. Which, yeah. It can be good if you have a curse in your hand and you can exhaust a curse, but it's nothing fantastic. And then we get to do the best bit, which is the reward bit. So we get to choose 3 cards. Now, anyone that knows me that I have played Slay the Spire with, I love... And I mean, I love a full armor body slam deck for Slay the Spire. It is so much fun to do. I have never been able to pull it off in a board game yet. The world hasn't aligned to give me those ingredients, and we've just got Entrench. Now, Twin Strike and Whirlwind is fantastic. That symbol there, by the way, that little explosion, that means AoE. So it will attack enemies on every single row. That's the symbol. So it'll do 1 damage to every row. So Whirlwind's not, and every enemy as well. Sorry, no, not every row. Every enemy on that row. So, although Whirlwind's good and Twin Strike's good, I'm gonna go Entrench. It's our first Slay the Spire video, alright? It's our first one. If I can pull off the body slam deck on our first run, on our first Slay the Spire run, I'll be like, oh, blessed by the board game gods. So we will be taking Entrench. We'll put that into our deck. We'll get rid of those two. And because there's multiple cards of some of these, by the way, like, you know, that's not the only time I'm going to get Twin Strike. There is another Twin Strike in this 53 cards. But I think there's only like one more Entrench. There might not even be another Entrench. I think that might be the only one. So yeah, we'll reset the deck. That will shuffle everything up, go back up to 3. And then we will remove the enemies. Oh, we do need to get rid of the tokens ourselves. That's fine. And then that is that one done. We now get to choose where we want to go. So our boot is currently on here. And we can see what we have up with us. We've got quite a lot of bonfires if we go right up through the middle. So my thought is going through the bonfires and using those bonfires to upgrade our cards as opposed to healing as much. Oh, I forgot to say, actually, at the end of combat, heal 1 HP. Oop, we'll heal ourselves 1 HP before we forget. So yeah, I think we sort of go upwards. We get a random encounter room, which could be something decent. We'll go up through, so we're sort of like, go up. We're going to draw on this. There we can. Like, I'm thinking we sort of like move our way up here, reaching those bonfires. The only issue is I would love to attack this elite. But going over that way to the elite isn't going to, like, it's going to be quite tough for us to really do the elite and then heal up. I think the 2 upgrades are going to be better than the relics. Considering we're going to be getting the relic anyway from the chest. And then depending how money goes, at that point we'll probably then end up going through the random encounter room just so we can get the shop. And then do an elite just before the battle and go there. I think that is the path that we'll end up taking. But we shall see how it goes. For now, we'll go up and we'll do a random encounter. So we draw the top card of the random encounter deck and we see what it presents to us. At the library, you come across an old abandoned library. You find countless rows of scrolls, manuscripts, and books. If we read, we get to gain a card reward, but we get to look at 5 cards instead of 3, or we can sleep and heal 3 HP. We will look at 5 cards. We will gain the awards from that. I think that is kind of a no-brainer because we're pretty good with health. So we get to look at 5. God, thank you. We've got Body Slam. I'm not even looking at the rest. I don't care. Body Slam is in the deck. Ah, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. I am going to put it right at the bottom instead of the deck, instead of putting it away. We're just not going to shuffle. Oh my god! I swear I didn't fabricate this deck. I did not fabricate this deck. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, now we just need to upgrade it. This is, by the way, I'm an advocate for the Body Slam deck in the base game. I don't know how differently it works in the board game. I don't know if it's nerfed to high heavens or not. So we're going to experience that together. It should be fun. So we'll move up and we're going to be doing another encounter. So we'll click the star encounter button. It's another Jawworm, but this one's a little bit more greedy. And he's only going to give us 1 gold and the card reward. And he has 10 HP. So we're going to draw 5 cards. Sorry, I need to reset the deck. That is my bad. I didn't shuffle earlier. There we go. So we're going to draw up to 5 cards. We're going to roll the dice. And that is a 5, so we get to gain an armor. And the enemy is going to be getting 2 shield and a strength token on their first go. So, yeah, so you see X the amount of armor that you have. So good. But we're going to Perfected Strike. Definitely Perfected Strike, first of all. So that is going to cost us 2 mana. 1, 2. And because we've got 1, 2 strikes, it's going to deal 2 extra damage. That's 5 damage from the get-go that's going to go and do, which is fantastic. And there's no point body slamming. Well, we can body slam or do the other one. I'm just going to do a normal strike. Go down for the last one just to do the final bit of damage there. And then that is our turn done. The Jawworm is going to grab these 2 block and power. And then we start a new round. So we go back up to 3, get rid of our shield, go up to 5, and we roll the dice. It's on a 4, which is another shield for us, which is very nice. Okay, So he's going to be dealing 4 damage to us, which isn't so nice. So I think what we're going to focus on here is shielding ourselves. We're going to use the 2 armor here to block, and then use a third one just to get a striking, because we can't do anything else. Which is just going to get rid of one of his shields. It's not doing anything significant there. We'll discard our hand. He's going to deal, 5 damage to us because he's got 1 strength token. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Devastating hit there. He then loses the block. Strength stays. And we go to the next round. So we want to draw the 3 cards. Reset the deck. Draw another 2. Roll the dice. That is a 6. So he's going to be blocking again and gaining another strength. We get ammo from that, or the loaded die. That's not so good. Oh, but we did get bash, so we will spend 2 to bash. Also, obviously, that his armor's now gone, so 2 to bash, 1, 2. He's on 2 HP. He's got a vulnerable status. I'm not going to bother putting the vulnerable status down because we can now strike. That's going to deal 2 damage instead because of the vulnerable. That's going to make it 0, and we managed to beat him. So we'll give ourselves another gold. And we get a card reward. Let's just discard our hand and reset the deck. We get to draw 3 cards. And what do we have? Flex, which is quite nice. Dark Embrace and Rage. Plus 1 armor for each attack card in your hand. So Rage could be decent, but I feel like the skills around now that I'm trying to go for are more ones that are going to be giving me armor. I don't want to bulk our deck up too much. Rage is really tempting, but honestly, I'm just not going to go for any of them. Maybe that will come and bite me in the ass, because Rage is quite decent as cards go, but just not for this deck. Not that I'm after. Alright, remove the enemies, remove the strength token, and we get to go to the bonfire. So, at a bonfire, or a campfire, we can rest to heal 3 HP, or we can smith to upgrade a card. First of all, let's heal ourselves once. And we are going to smith. We are going to upgrade a card. And the card that we are upgrading first and foremost is going to be Body Slam. Because I imagine Body Slam should become 0. Perfect. That's exactly what we are. Now it's free. So our whole point is we use all of our energy into getting as much armor as possible. And then we Body Slam. And that's what we're trying to go for. That's the kind of wombo combo piece deal that we have here. Okay, now we can do an encounter or a random encounter. Usually it's always good to go for an encounter, a normal encounter to defeat an enemy because of money reasons. But we've got a decent amount of gold with us right now, so I'm actually going to go up to do a random encounter, I think, which is Transmogrifier. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit. We can transform a card or transform 2 cards and gain a curse. Unfortunately, I think we have to do one of these. We can't. It doesn't seem like we can just walk away from this. Sometimes they have stuff that allows you to leave. So I think we have to transform a card. I could be wrong, but that is how we're going to play it. I don't want to transform a card. Well, actually, we can transform Evolve. I'm actually so fine with Transform and Evolve, especially because something I didn't notice, actually, we have the boss set up for us. It got randomly drawn. He doesn't give us status effects. So I can get rid of this one. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of this card. We'll put this one underneath here. And we'll transform, which is going to be a 1. And it transformed into Iron Wave. That's pretty nice for us, actually. That's pretty nice. That works quite well. Okay, and now we go to the next bonfire. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to upgrade a card. I believe I want to upgrade Entrench. I'm not... Yeah, because look, it exhausts the card when you use it. I believe on an upgrade, it's no longer going to exhaust. There we go, perfect. So now that is going to be permanently in our deck. We're going to reshuffle that. Now we just want to kind of upgrade our normal defense. Cool. We will go up here then, and we'll do a relic or a treasure. So we get to each player, we gain 1 treasure. So it's just going to be 1. We don't get a choice of it. Oh my god. Honestly, I'm telling you, I'm not faking this. This is ridiculous. Self-forming clay. So what self-forming clay does is a once per combat. Oh, it's only once per combat. Oh, it's much better in in the main game. Every time you take damage, you get 3 armor. But this one, once per combat, we gain 3 armor if we lost HP. Still good. It's still good. It can still build us up to an attack, so it's not the end of the world. Since we've got money, we're going to be going to another question mark here. We'll see what we have. Wing Statue. Remove a card, lose 2 HP, or gain 2 gold. Now, I wouldn't mind removing a card. We have quite a lot. In fact, we are going to do that. I'm going to remove a strike. We still have... So, usually the way how Perfect Strike works... I need to lose 2 HP. Usually the way how Perfect Strike works is it gives it extra damage per strike card you have in your deck. Whereas Perfected Strike in the board game is +1 damage for each one in your hand. So we still have cards to be able to get strikes in our hand. That's fine. And now we're going to move over to the shop. So let's set up the shop. As you see, it's going to set it up for us. We can spend 3 gold to remove a card. We can reveal 3 card rewards, and they're going to be costing that much if we're going to choose to buy cards. Or we've got all of this. So we can gain a strength when you draw a curse and lose that strength at the end of the turn. We can buy War Paint, upgrade a starter, defend, and another skill, then discard this item. Can't be used in combat. Mummified Hand. Gain 2 energy if you played a power this turn, which would be really good. We need Barricade, though. We need Barricade, and because we don't have Barricade yet, I don't want to go put all my eggs into one basket. We also have some decent potions there. We have got 7 gold, which is unfortunate because War Paint, I really wanted War Paint. Let's draw 3 cards, and let's see what they would cost from the shop. So these are the ones that we'd have. So Seeing Red would cost us 2. Blood for Blood will cost us 3. And Metallicize will cost us 3. Metallicize actually, not a bad shout, actually. We'll go for Metallicize. We won't make this a wasted shop location. We'll get rid of 3 gold. And we will buy Metallicize. We'll add that to our deck. And we'll put the rest at the bottom. I don't think that's terrible. Debating now about removing a card. Because we could remove another strike. Because we've got 13 cards, you know, we want basically Body Slam to be one of our... Actually, we're going to spend another 3. We basically want Body Slam to be our only source of damage for the most part. And this isn't the end of the world still. As I say, we still have strikes within our deck that can help with Perfected Strike. It's a shame. War Paint would have been good, but that is the end of the shop phase. And now we'll be going into combat. Now, our health... We're not great health-wise. So, as much as the elite, at this point, we could risk going to the question mark and then fighting the elite, actually. Oh, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I've taken way too many question marks here, by the way. I should have been doing a hell of way more combat. Definitely try and prioritize more combat than what you do these random encounters. Bonfire Spirits. Remove a card. If it's uncommon, heal 3 HP. If it's rare, heal to 4 HP. If it's a curse, lose a HP. I mean, that is good for us to be able to remove a card. A part of me does kind of want to get rid of Perfected Strike, but it is 3 damage, and it's pretty nice. So I think I might just remove an uncommon card, which is going to be this grey one. It's going to be another strike. Because at the end of the day, we can still get 5 damage bonus with these other strikes that we have. And even without it, that is just still 3 damage for 2. So yeah, we'll get rid of another strike. That heals us up to 3 HP. 1, 2, 3. So we're going into this boss encounter with a little bit more confidence. Well, I'll say boss encounter, sorry. Elite encounter with a little bit more confidence. I'm happy with this. Let's draw an elite. We'll see. The Gremlin Knob. People they hate it. They hate this guy, and as do I. So as you can see, its health is on 17, and so that is going to be on 10. That's going to be on 7. It gains in range for the rest of combat, which after you play a skill, you take 1 damage, which isn't very good considering that our deck is all about trying to shield up and deal damage with our body armor. So it kind of counteracts us. But you can see here, I'll just move this cube for now. On this card in particular, it has a grey space. And then goes to a red. So normally what happens, if they have like multiple squares, the cube will go down and it will do the next row that it has. In this case, it will go down to red and only exclusively do red. because it will never go back up to grey. But for the first round, he's not going to do anything. This symbol here, this AoE symbol, when it's for us, it does everything on the row, does all damage on the row. When it's for them, it does all damage to our row, which is all other survivors. So everyone here will be taking 3 damage. So he's going to be dealing 3 damage and gaining strength each round. We want to kill this guy quickly. So let's draw 5 cards. Let's roll. We've got a 5, which is going to give us an armor, which is fantastic. And now we can move inwards. Thankfully, we have got a bash as one of our first ones. But we won't hit him with bash first of all because perfected strike is somewhere in there. So I'm going to hit him with strike first to deal 1 damage. And then I'm going to use the other 2 energy there to do 2 damage and give him a vulnerable status for next round. And then we'll discard my hand. He is going to get enraged. So that is that for now for the rest of combat. So the enraged at the bottom there, as it says, after you play a skill, take 1 damage. That's his turn done. We go back up to 3. Our armor goes down to 0. We draw 5 cards and we roll the dice. That is going to be another 5. Getting very lucky with these rolls. And we can see what we have here. Now, Metallicize is going to be very good. Because that is going to be our one way of basically trying to get power here. Because you can see it's after you play a skill, and Metallicize is a power. So we will spend 1 energy to Metallicize. And we're going to leave this card above us, so we can remember that this is something that we've got triggered. And then we're going to spend our last 2 mana to do Perfected Strike. That is going to deal 4 damage, because we've got 1 extra strike in our hand. So that's 4 damage. And because he's got Vulnerable, that's going to be 8 damage. So we'll remove the Vulnerable token. Now it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 6. So we can get rid of this marker there. There we go. 6 HP. Very, very nice. Now it's the end of our turn. So we're going to gain 1 extra armor. The Gremlin Knob's going to attack. So it's going to deal 3 damage to us. So that is 1, 2, 3. And then he is going to gain a strength token. So he's getting more dangerous by the second. Okay, armor down, energy up. 1, reset the deck. Reset the deck, takes a little while, doesn't it, for it to do it. Draw 1 card, so we can go up to 5. And roll the dice. Unfortunate. Okay. Thankfully, we can still gain armor with this Iron Wave. That's how comes the thing's pretty good. In fact, so we can deal 6 damage. So we can do... Well, he's on 6 health, sorry. So we want to do 1 damage, 2 damage. Then we can do that, and we can deal 4 damage. Actually, no, it'll be 1 less, wouldn't it? Because I'm thinking if we Iron Wave, it gives us a shield. Then we can... So that's 1 damage and a shield. Then we strike. And then we can entrench. But what entrench will do, it will make us take a damage and block it down to only have 1 shield. And it goes back... it's kind of useless. There's no point in entrenching or using the skill. The damage just get reverted. So we will Iron Wave first of all. I think that's a no-brainer. That means we get 1 shield. We deal 1 damage. Goes down to 5 HP. We will then strike, which is going to deal another 1 damage to him. And then we will Body Slam, which is going to be for free. We've got 1 shield. So that is going to deal 1 damage to him. And we won't bother playing a skill or anything. We'll leave that because they're just going to get... sort of redacted anyway. If we had an upgraded defense, it gives you like 2 shield instead, so that would have been the ideal play, but that's it. So that's the end of our turn. He's going to deal 4 damage to us now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not so nice. Oh, sorry. I need to go up by 1 because we're meant to give ourselves 1 extra armor from the Metallicize. Yeah, so not so nice. He gains another strength token now. It's getting dangerous. Draw 5 cards. Do a roll. Oh, not good. Where it matters, we're not getting it. Oh, don't worry. We've won. We're just going to play Perfected Strike for 2. And that is going to deal 4 damage because we've got 1 strike in our hand. And the Gremlin Knob is on 3 HP. So that kills him. He is gone. So let's discard our hands. That is going to be 2 gold that we get. And then we are going to get a relic, which is a whetstone. which in this case, it is going to be, I'm just going to move this up slight little bit so it's not going to the card. Upgrade a starter strike and another attack, then discard this item. So we can upgrade a start attack, isn't it? Upgrade a starter strike, yep. So we can upgrade this starter strike, and then we can upgrade any other attack. So we can upgrade Perfected Strike, but I'm going to upgrade Iron Wave, because I believe that's going to deal more damage and give us more armor, I think. We'll see. There you go. That strike now deals 2 damage. We'll upgrade this. Oh, there you go. It's an and or kind of situation. Oh, that's fantastic, actually. I love that. That is a really good. So we can either deal 2 attack and gain 1 shield, or we can do 1 attack and gain 2 shield. Very nice for our deck so far. Very, very nice. And now Whetstone has basically been used up. Okay. So we now got the card rewards. So we've got Anger, Pommel Strike, and Clash. Pommel Strike is very good, but I don't think we're actually going to be taking any of these cards. Like I usually do basically Pommel Strike's nice, but the card I want is Shrug It Off. It's basically you gain armor and you draw a card. That's what I would prefer over Pommel Strike. As much as I do love the card, I don't want to be bulking out our deck with any more unnecessary cards. We kind of want this deck to be full to the brim with armors and hopefully 1 more Body Slam. That's kind of what we would like. Okay, we can remove that enemy. We can heal ourselves 1 HP for our end of combat thing. So we go up to 7, our energy back up to 3. And we go to the bonfire just before the attack, in which I think instead of upgrading, we will just heal so we can go to full health. I mean, Metallicize could be good. Oh, actually, yeah, Metallicize could be good to upgrade. To give ourselves that extra armor at the end. Oh, also, I forgot obviously, once per combat, we gain free armor. I did forget about that on the last time, so we should have taken less damage. So after you kill the boss, you re-heal back up to full HP. I'm debating whether I want to take the risk or not. I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to, instead of healing, I'm going to upgrade a card. I think Metallicize being upgraded. Oh, okay. That's actually not as good as what I thought it would be upgraded. But we've done it now. I mean, 0 cost is still nice, but not so good. So let's start the boss then. So this is what we have, the Guardian. As you can see, it has 2 different modes. It starts off in attack mode. It deals 2 damage, and it gains 5 shield per player. Then it has mode shift. If the Guardian starts its turn with 0 armor, it doesn't attack this turn and enters defense mode at the start of the next round. So basically, if we remove it, if we deal 5 damage to it the turn before, it's going to instead go into defense mode, which means it's not going to attack, it's going to wait, then it's going to move to defense mode. And what defense mode is it will deal 2 damage to you, and then it does 4 damage to you, gets to strength, returns back to attack mode. But whilst in defense mode, whilst in defense mode, it has sharp hide. While in defense mode, after you play an attack, take 1 damage. Reminder, damage can be blocked. So it's thorns is what it is. So if we hit him, we take damage. That's what that one is. He has got 40 HP because we're playing it on solo. That's what all the numbers are on the side for, I should have explained. So if you're playing with 2 people, it's going to be 80 HP, 3 people 120, and 4 people 160. But for us, it is 40 HP. And that is what we were up against. So we'll draw 5 cards. We will roll the dice. Unfortunately, we got a 3. And we can start our combat. So he's not going to have any armor yet, because that's obviously not going to happen just right now. So we can deal damage, but he is going to also deal 2 damage to us. So I think... Do you know what? I actually think we tank the 2 damage, because we have quite a lot of damage in hand here that I think I prefer to utilize. So we're going to Perfected Strike, which is going to be... That is going to be 3, 6, 7 damage from the get-go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is very nice. And then we're going to use our upgraded strike for the last one, which is going to be 2 extra damage. 1, 2. And that will be the end of our turn. It's then going to come over to him. He's going to deal 2 damage to us, which is oof. Getting low on the health is a risky play. And then he's going to gain 5 armor. Okay. And now that's going to move down to mode shift. And so now we kind of want to deal 5 damage to it. But we shall see. If we can. Hopefully we can. So we go back up to 3. We roll this. We got a 1, but because we lost HP this combat, this turn we're going to gain 3 armor. We've got a little bit of extra armor on top of us. Right at the same time that we have Body Slam, which is lovely. So we're going to play Metallicize straight away. It's for free cost cards. We won't bother. We're then going to play Iron Wave, but for the top one to deal 2 damage and gain 1 armor. So we'll gain 1 armor and we'll deal 2 damage, which is going to put him down to 3 shield instead. And then we're going to play our last 2 shields, which is going to give us up to 6, and we'll have 0 energy left. And then we're going to Body Slam, which is going to be a full 6 damage with our Body Slam. This is why I love it so much. So we're going to get rid of the shield, and that's going to deal an extra 3 damage onto him. And then we're going to gain an extra shield for Metallicize. And that is the end of our turn. It's going to go to him. Because he's got no armor, he's going to mode shift, so he's going to go into defensive mode instead. And it comes back over to us. So we go up to 3 energy. Our shields get reset. We draw a card, reset the deck, draw up to another. Let's get up to 5, roll terribly. And we are here. So every time we play an attack against him, we're going to be taking a damage. I would like to set up Bash, but it's... this is the annoying bit here. So, if I play... My thought right now is we play a defend and then we play bash, because that means that our shield will take the damage instead. So, it won't take any damage. And at the end of the turn, we gain 1. So, it means we're only going to be taking 1 damage at the end of this turn. But, next turn, he's going to be dealing 4 damage to us. So, if we don't get... Oh, we will get 1 defense guaranteed, actually, from our Metallicize. Yeah, we could do that. How much health is he? Because he's on 28, and I do think getting a bash off will be... Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm going to spend 1 energy to get a shield, and then we're going to bash with the last 2. So that is going to be 2 damage, 1, 2. We're going to take 1 damage because he's in defensive mode, which is going to make us lose our block, but he is going to gain vulnerable. And that will be the end of our turn. We're going to gain 1 armor from Metallicize. He's going to deal 2 damage to us. So 1, 2. And now it comes back to us. So we draw 5 cards. And we roll the dice. Damn, these are terrible, terrible rolls right now. But we have tons of damage in hand and not a lot of block. And he's going to be dealing 4 damage, which is just not fun. This would have been a great hand to have gotten later. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to play Iron Wave. So, Iron Wave, we're going to be going for the one that deals 1 damage but gaining 2 block. So, because we're hitting, we're going to be taking 1 damage, unfortunately. But we will be gaining 2 block. We deal 1 damage to him. Then I'm thinking, if we do Perfected Strike, that's going to be... Oh, sorry. Sorry. Hold on. Let me quickly revert everything that just happened then. Because he's got the vulnerable, we want to hit him with Perfected Strike first. So if we hit, because we hit him with Perfected Strike, that's going to be 10 damage. That's going to put us down to 3 HP. Then we're going to use Iron Wave, which will put us to... we'll be on 3 HP with 2 shield. We're going to gain 1 more shield afterwards, so it means we'll be on 3 HP with 3 shield, and he's going to be dealing 4 damage. We're going to go down to 2 HP. 3 HP with the Metallicize. I think that's our best bet. Sorry, yeah. So we're going to Perfected Strike first. So it's going to cost us 2. That is going to be 5 damage because we've got 1, 2 strikes plus the 3, that's 5. Then with the vulnerable times 2, that's 10 damage. So we'll just move that whole cube down 1. We're going to take 1 damage though for hitting him like that. Then we are going to spend our last one to Iron Wave, which is going to be 1 damage and 2 shield. So we gain the 2 shield. We deal the 1 damage because we dealt damage to him. We take 1 damage from the shield. And then we are going to... Ooh, Yeah, if we body slam, that's only going to be 1 damage. I don't think we body slam. Yeah, I think we leave it. Because we want to try and get as much thingy as we can. Want to keep... Yeah, we'll do that. We kind of want to keep our defense. So we'll discard our hand. Gain 1 shield at the end of our turn. Goes to 2. He is going to deal 4 damage and get a strength. So he's going to deal 4 damage first of all. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 1 HP. And he gains a strength token. And that is going to move up to here where he's going to be dealing 2 damage. 3 damage, sorry. Oof. Oh, we're in a rough way. So we'll draw 5 cards. Okay, that is some decent amount of defense that we have there. Okay. And he is on 15 HP. We can... Well, we need to roll the dice first of all. If we get a decent roll, it's a 1. It's not a decent roll. Okay, so we can do 2 damage gain and armor, 3 armor overall with all of that, and then body slams. That will be 5 damage that we'll deal, and we'll have enough armor to block the amount of damage that he's going to be doing. And I think that's a good shout. I mean, to be fair, we could just do it the other way around. We give ourselves an extra 2 armor. It's the same way either way. We just have more defense. So yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to spend that one to deal 1 damage and gain 2 armor. He's not in Thorns anymore, so we're not taking damage. And then we're going to spend our last 2 mana there just to gain another 2 armor. And we are going to body slam, which is for free. We're X the amount, so we deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is on 10 HP exactly right now. At the end of our turn, we're going to gain 1 extra armor. And we're going to discard our hands. And he is going to deal 2 damage and gain 5, or 3 damage because he has a strength and gain 5 armor. So 1, 2, 3, we take no damage. Starts the new round, 3 energy, remove our shield, draw 5 cards, roll the die. It's a 3. It's really not been good on giving us this extra thingy, has it? So now it's going to be dealing 7 damage to us. Which isn't good. And I think I am dead. I don't think there is any way for me to... This is a terrible hand. I think we're dead here. I don't think there is any way that I can sit there and kind of counter this. We can currently deal 4 damage, 5, 6. We can deal 6 damage. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, we can get rid of his shield. Okay, yeah, no, we're not dead. I was being a defeatist. Don't worry. We can deal 6 damage and get rid of that shield. Or we can deal 2... That's also 6 damage. Yeah, so we'll do it this way. We'll play Perfected Strike, which is going to do 4 damage, because we've got 1 strike in hand, and that does 3. So that puts him down to 1 shield. Don't know why my voice went there. And then we're going to play our Upgraded Strike, which is going to deal 2 damage. So that gets rid of 1 shield and does 1 damage, which is nice. Just ticking away at the damage there. And that's going to be the end of our turn. We'll discard our hand. We gain 1 shield. Not like it matters, because he's going to go mode shift. Because he has no armor at the start, he's going to go into defensive mode. And it comes back to us. So we'll reset the deck. Draw up to 5 cards. Roll the dice. Roll terribly. And we start again. So he's going to be dealing 2 damage. And he deals 1 damage per attack that we do. 3 damage, sorry, he's going to be dealing. I can give myself 3 armor. It's the only thing I can actually do. I can give myself 3 armor, then I can attack him with like a bash, but I think I just end up dying. Because we play this and then we double our defense. So we go to 2 block. We can then smack him with this for free, which puts us down to 1 block, but does 2 damage. And then he does 3 damage to us, which kills us. The only thing we actually can do here is just play a defend, play entrench. So that doubles it to 2. And end our turn. It's all I can do. Metallus is going to put us up to a 3. He's going to then deal 3 damage to us, which just gets fully blocked. And it goes over to the next round. That's kind of all we can do. It's not looking good, guys. Draw 5. Roll. Thank you for finally rolling one that gives me an extra defense. So, yeah, he's on quite a lot of health here. he's going to be dealing 5 damage. So we can go 1, 2 here to get us up to 3 defense. Play this to get us up to 4 defense, and then we can go up to 5. Yes, we can survive this attack. Or we can... No, yeah, we won't have enough, because we'll do 2 damage with this. Well, sorry, 4 damage with that, which will put him down to 6 HP. It's good. Oh, it's a shame. We kind of wanted it early on. Okay, yeah, we'll do it like this. So we're going to play 1, 2 to gain 2 extra armor there. Then we're going to play this one to deal 1 damage and gain 2 armor. So we'll gain 2 armor. We'll deal 1 damage, but because we dealt damage in Thorns, we take 1 damage back. So that goes to 4. Discard our hand at the end of our turn. At the end of the turn, we gain 1 armor. Goes up to 5. He's going to deal 5 damage against us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back down to 0. And he's going to move up to here with another strength token. So it is getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous now. Draw 5 cards. Roll the dice. Big roll. It's a 4. Thank God it gives us an armor. And we are here. So he's going to be dealing 4 damage to us. We can bash. If we... it's kind of annoying. If we bash, puts vulnerable on him. It's going to be doing 4 damage. Bash puts him down to 6 HP. We use that, he just goes down to 4 HP, doesn't do anything. We use these 2 to go to 3 to go to 4. That we have to use these 2 to not take damage. Like, it's just guaranteed. So we'll spend 2 energy there to go up to 3 armor. And then we'll spend our last energy, because we don't have any extra ones to just do 1 singular strike hit. Every little helps. Discard the hand, we take 1 extra one from the end of our turn. He's going to then deal 4 damage to us. And he's going to gain 5 armor. He's going to move down to mode shift. Draw 5 cards again. Okay. Roll the dice. Terrible. What can we do here? We can gain 2 armor. 3 armor, double it for 6, deal 6 damage with the body slam. That means he's not going to attack, and he's going to be on 1 HP. That is fantastic. So, we're going to play that for the 1 damage, 2 armor. So, we get the 2 armor from that, and we deal 1 damage. Oh, sorry, not from there. 1 damage, it's going to put him down to 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not going to go down to 1 HP. It's going to go down to 4 from that. We're then going to sit there and play another one to gain another energy. We're going to play Barricade as our last one to go up to 6. And then we're going to body slam this motherfucker for 6 damage, which is going to get rid of all of his defense tokens and an extra 1, 2. So he's on 5 HP. And he's going to... oh, sorry, it's not the end of his turn. Discard our hand. Gain 1 extra for the 7 block. He is going to enter then defensive mode. In which now, if we hit him, it's going to hurt us. So we'll reset the deck, reset our armor, reset our energy, draw 5, do the roll. I knew that was going to land on a 1, and this is what we're back with. He is on 5 HP. I think we're dead. I think from what we've just picked up, I think we're dead. Because we can deal 4 damage with the Perfected Strike. But we need to shield as a thing for it. So if we do a Perfected... so basically if we shield and then we Perfected Strike, we can deal 4 damage to him, but then he's on 1 HP. And then we've got no more... we've got nothing left to be able to deal damage. Unless we... Sorry. There's a rule. And I can't remember what the rule was. But basically, like, if you kill one another, I don't know if that was different in Slay the Spire or not. There is definitely a rule for, like, killing one another. If you're in a boss encounter and you end up killing each other on the same turn. But I don't know whereabouts it would sit there and say it. It'd probably have it in... like one of the sort of, I think it's like I think there's like an FAQ at the sort of end of this rule book. Can blocks prevent an effect that says lose X HP? No, you can only block damage, yeah. Or if you run out of tokens, maximum hand size, there's none. Do cards remember? Starter strikes versus container strikes. What happens if I transform colors? Do I remove a weak? Do specific card interactions, and none of those. Oh, there you go. Do summons leave combat when all enemies are killed? No, unlike the video game, summons don't flee. Okay. So I'll need to have a quick Google on it. I seem to remember reading it somewhere, but it could just be cope. It could just be cope. So give me a second. Let me try and read this, and I'll see. Okay, unfortunately, no. I think I was making up doo-doo. So he is going to obviously take 1 damage. And we can block that damage, but I think we're just dead. Because he's going to be dealing, what, 4 damage to us? And we can only get 2-3 shield out of this. He's going to be dealing exact lethal for us. If only we had rolled a little bit better. Which is a shame. So what I would have done is I would have played a defense, done perfected strike, which would have done 4 damage. So it would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. He would be on 1 HP. Then we take the 1 damage from that, and then we've got obviously 0 thingy, and we gain the 1 armor from the end of it. We can't play anything else. There's no. We just got a hand, get the 1 armor. He does 4 damage against us, and that kills us. That is the end of it. We unfortunately don't get to kill the boss. We had it saddens me. It saddens me because of how we had body slam and we had entrench. I should have played it safe and rested. I generally find that the board game is slightly more difficult than the video game, but then at the same time, like, I've played a lot of the board games, so me and my partner have managed to reach, I think we're on Act 4 in the board game. So we have played it quite a bit. And then yeah. But there we go. That is it. Unfortunately, we failed on Act 1. Well, not normally the way, an unfortunate way to end up finishing, but that is Slay the Spire board game. It is tons of fun. It is really good. I highly recommend buying the game yourself. Both video game and board game. It is such a good co-op game, and if you enjoy deck builders, so like deck builders that usually are like games, sort of like Arkham, okay, like the Arkham LCG, where you can create your entire deck. I normally don't like being given that much responsibility. It's a bit overbearing for me. However, if I can be given like a pre-made deck and then I can adjust that pre-made deck with cards that I think would be more beneficial for it, that I prefer. So when it comes to Arkham, I like using a starting deck and then editing said starting deck. Or next time I play it, I'll probably end up just doing like like a pre-made deck that people just use. That's just the best thing to use anyway. Slay the Spire doesn't have that. You always have this pre-made starting deck. You always start with the same 10 cards or 11 cards, I think, if you're playing as the Silent. You always start with those same cards. And then you just evolve the deck as you play. And that just like alleviates a lot of the stress of having to like manage this entire deck from the get-go. Instead, you can sit there and you know which cards you want to remove. You know which one just kind of focusing on if you're going to be focusing on strength, or in our case, we want to try and go for a defense. But yeah, that is unfortunate. I think we probably should have done more enemy encounters as opposed to the random encounters, because enemy encounters also give us more they give us more cards that we can choose for, more upgrade cards. There's a chance that maybe we could have got more stuff to level armor up, and we most certainly shouldn't have upgraded Metallicize. I really thought upgrading it would mean it would give us 2 armor at the end of each turn, which I was really looking forward to. It doesn't. The 0 cost is nice, but it just wasn't good enough. If we had healed ourselves that 3 HP instead, we most certainly would have killed the boss. But these are the mistakes that happen. These are mistakes that happen. I'm not going to retcon it because that's the game. You live and learn from these games, and you live and learn from the mistakes. And we'll leave it there. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video, which I'm unsure what it's going to be, but I'm sure it'll be fun. We will be coming back to Slay the Spire though at some point. I'm going to try and have like a good variations of games, so we're not getting the same one over and over again. And it's good. I'll note this now. I know this is a very long outro. It's the worst thing for YouTube to have these long outros. For Slay the Spire, when I do videos for Slay the Spire, I will be splitting them up per act, because this has taken us an hour. And if I end up doing all 3 acts in one video, that's a 3-hour video. And I think it would be better if I, instead of doing it in one big video, in one big 3-hour video, I'm thinking it might be better if we end up splitting it up individually into Act 1, 2, and 3. Do you know, now that I say it out loud, I kind of sit there and think, oh, would you rather just do it all in one sitting? We'll see. We'll see when it comes down to me editing it, when I get past Act 1, because we're not past Act 1 yet. So thank you very much for watching the stream. I'm in streamer mode. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.